So a lot of you guys know I do music. A lot of you guys know I put the CDs together myself. Those that do know that I do my own editing work and music as well. So I also have other forms of art that I do and other things that I'm also talented in. So I'm going to go over the artwork of my CDs first. Not the music, just the artwork. So, as you can see, this one was inspired by the Bad cover, right? Now, what I did, I have a real beat it jacket. I took the picture of that. After I did that, I went to a black background, darkened that up, put, I added the name first, put Michael right there, put Bad right there, and then added myself. So there's that one. With this one, just a simple picture I took from a cellular phone off of mine from Instagram, and went on paint and went to graffiti and just put Bad right there. Not much to it. Same thing with this. What I did, just took a picture and just added track listings and get them to all, measured up. I wanted that street pop mentality vibe to it. Same thing with the Seatown's Keeper 8. What I did, I went to that little art app. I threw on a picture of a skull, touched it up on there. Once I did that, I sent it to my email, downloaded it, cut out this picture online, because I do a lot of my editing work with online editing websites, and added the name and everything like that. Just like with this cover right here, what I did overlaps with a fence picture and a regular picture of myself looking to the side as well. Same thing with the back cover. I just went to a college, it's called college overlay, and I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about. I'm going to put this on pause. So I did college overlay, which ended up making me put this together. So make it look like two, like this part right here is taken in the backyard, this one was taken on the side of the house, and mashed the two together to look like one thing. So there's that one. Now we're going to talk about this one, the Stand By Me cover. This was done over a cellular phone of mine, like one I don't have anymore. Like, it was literally done over a phone because I had internet trouble. And I'm glad it turned out the way it did. What I did, I found this background job was at a real tattoo place. Took a picture of it, had a picture of myself, cropped that out, put it on there, and took some pictures of people that I know, people that mean something to me, and cropped them in the background, but have them but do like a fade, like a memory type of fade, like they're on the wall, like artwork. Added the name, added that and everything. Where is that? All this was, I just wanted something basic and simple. So what I did, I looked up So I looked up train tracks, and I decided to go ahead and find the Stand By Me title, crop that on there. And with the back work, I'm going to show you guys. Now, same thing with the back. What I did, I took a picture of myself that I've been having for like a couple of years, and I remember drawing a picture of this logo right here, right? Took another background, cropped all three of them in together, added candles, and then went to Artisto app, and then did the touch-ups right there. So yet again, this was also done over the phone. So with this one, we got the War Angel cover. Okay, focus, there you go. The War Angel cover, I did online, basic crop college edit, added the title and everything. Looked up a picture of a angel with broken wings for the CD cover and everything, and just added some pictures onto the back of people that I know that this album is dedicated to. I'm not going to show their pictures on here, well, due to their sake, but people that have it know the pictures that are on there. So there's that. With this one, what I did, I was looking for a coffee table, beat it up one, found one, took it, just snapped a picture of it, and I decided to go ahead. I had a picture of myself, decided to crop that onto like a white background to make it look like a torn up, burnt photo that's laying on an FBI table. Is what the theme of this is. If anybody that heard this project that I did, then you know the theme of it. And I decided to look up coffee stains because they always have those coffee sitting on things and everything like that. And I added movie credits as well at the bottom. There's that. This one right here, just a basic simple picture that I took and added a title. And with I gotta look at the back because I actually forgot what I had for the back. Okay, with the back, what I did, like this picture right here in the background, took a picture of myself in the backyard, posted up against the brick wall, then added a facial shot and overlaid that on top of that with this little app right here, and then just kind of colored up a little bit, but not so much. So there's that one, how I did that. Now with the Straight Out of the Columbia album, as you guys know, I'm going to be releasing this again, but it's going to be the colored version. And those that watch my video knows that I already discussed that, but I'll discuss it again. The only difference is this is going to be in color, and it's going to say, you know, this is going to be up here, this is going to still be right there. It's going to say colored version either right there or underneath it. That's about it. And it's going to have a also different cover for the disc and back cover as well, and a couple of different songs on there. So the inspiration with this was I wanted to do something for actual Columbia itself, like a Straight Out of a Columbia album, very street mentality wise, which did very good and very great feedback. The picture itself, I took this picture at 3D Financial when I was sitting in the car waiting for mom to get out to pay a bill. And then I cropped it in black and white. I still had the colored version of the photo itself. Went onto the app, just typed that in, put that on there, added the name. There you go. With this, something basic and simple, and it's did great. But I'm gonna add a little bit more to it with the colored version of the album. I'm gonna show you guys the back as well. So with this one, the photo had to be a little bit squished down, but it still turned out great. All I did in the basement, took the picture, just added a color overlay to it, and there you go. Same thing with this one, man, with the Psycho 2016. I had a picture of myself back in 2012, maybe 2011, somewhere around there. Found that, added a black background, cropped myself into it, cut the house, and cropped the trees as well with the movie titles. Added just one simple color lay over it. It did great. The same thing with the CD cover. Just something basic, something simple that stood out. You know, something that's catchy to the eyes. I'm gonna show you guys the back cover as well. And what I did, I decided to take the old style, which you would see out the back of VHS tapes, how they would just have like a couple letters or words or whatever describing the movie. They would have a picture of the person on top and like different movie scenes, kind of like in a little college pattern like that. So that's what I did. So another thing that I used to do, I literally used to make my own jewelry. And I made this out of modeling clay or sculpting clay, one of the two. And I had a picture of 50 Cent. And what I did, I cut it out, glued it on here. And I let this harden for about 3 to 4 months. I want to make sure it's good and sturdy. Then, you know, I take a glitter paint, pretty much is what I do, and take like a brush and just really fill in certain parts of it, like really make it look good and everything. And then I let that dry for like a month and let it settle in. So by then it's already good, it's hardened to do. Couldn't really find a decent sized piece, but I found one of those little screw things just on top of the ceilings or whatever, and it worked out great. And if you know, I would find either I'll go out and buy a chain somewhere, make them out of beads, or just find like bead necklaces and do a lot of stuff like that. like I also like I sculpt, that's what I do. I also sculpt. But I stopped making these because, going to Hobby Lobby, getting the supplies, it really added up. When I first started, I was, everything would add up like $50, which was great. But over time, I started noticing like, wait a second, man, all these stuff is getting raised up, and I wasn't really paying attention until I got home one day because I spent like $350 upon supplies alone. That really wasn't a lot of supplies until I looked at the price tags on them, and that's why I stopped making them, because they're so expensive to make. And I know that I know that I can probably make money off this, but there's a time where you're making clay chains, is what they're called, to where, yeah, they were going good for a while because people was like, oh man, that's cool, we can get a chain made, be affordable. But that died out so quick, and that was like, it only lasted for like 2 years. But yeah, I do these, or I used to, and I have I have a lot of them that I did, like Transformer pieces, names, Dragon Ball Z, cartoon characters, things of that nature. Because, like I said, I also sculpt. Now, I do artwork as well, and a lot of you guys may not know that. This tablet right here, I'm going to try to break back into the art industry, but it's such a hard business to break into, because nowadays all the artwork is done offline. Me, during my time throughout the if you were born or brought up in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, even at the early 2000s, everything from the cartoons, like the animation, was done throughout Blue Hills markers and paint, but shaded with pencil first. That's how they used to do it. Well, this one right here is a new sketch pad I'm working on. This is like my fourth one. It's not done yet, but I always like to fill them up. So I also do sketchings like this as well. Being down here in Columbia, man, there's not very many opportunities anymore. And it's like, there's like no opportunities down here, man, for people that do artwork. And just, there's like nobody to run it by anymore because they don't do it, and it's such a hassle to get into it. Like, I wouldn't even fuck with Columbia State for it, man. That's how like bad and limited it is. Especially when you find out that when you do break into it, you're selling your artwork to somebody else who will take credibility for it, and why they're making money off your artwork, you're stuck in a sweatshop. That's why I stopped doing that, because I actually had a person that tried to help me manage my artwork one time, and he took a good majority of my artwork, and he sold it, but he sold it underneath his name and behind my back, when I thought he was going to be helping me sponsor it, get into it, and try to make something of it. Here he was stealing my work and making money off my shit without me knowing about it. But once I found out, I just looked, dude, I have it. But there's that one right there as well. Another thing I somewhat do, I don't do it very often, but I do canvases sometimes. I think I've only done 4 of them, and I do not use paints. I do not use paints at all. A lot of these are done off of markers, crayons, gel pens, and blended in, even with colored pencils, man. Like, that stuff right there that you guys see, that's what I use a lot. It's just stuff that you can get: markers, gel pens, highlighters, colored pencils, crayons, and I blend all of it in to make something like this, just like I did with this one right here. Half the side is done from color, other side's done in pencil and pen. So yeah, I like to do stuff like that. Another thing that I used to do, and yet again, man, it just goes with cost. I used to make my own clothing. I somewhat still do every now and then, but I do make my own stuff, like my own clothing. This one right here, like for these right here, that snakeskin material, it's plastic, it's not real. I bought an old pair of pants from Goodwill that look still good, and I cut into them to make these right here up on the collar. the studs on them. I bought a bedazzler and just put them on there like that. This right here, I found a belt from Goodwill, sewed it on there to go all the way around. The zippers from Goodwill as well. These have like little crystals in them, not real ones though. I thought that was pretty cool. Found these little, kind of like a military royalty type of stuff that you would see across seas. Just sewed them in on the sides, bedazzled that part as well. Just added a little bit of different colors in there. And a pin that you would post on a shirt. So there's that. The collar as well. Bedazzled it. The sides, right there on the shoulders, took these came off a belt right there, so I just poked them in, folded them. These right here were sewn on as well. Try to get them matching sides. Same thing with this, you got the zippers right there. And just went to Hobby Lobby, bought some military patches and one of these things that you would see like for royalty, Did the same thing with this side. Even on the back. So, added some wings right there. And as you guys can see, the inspiration behind it was off the Beat It jacket and like Michael Jackson's military style that he used to do. Which, Prince, Michael Jackson, the 80s and 90s and early 2000s really inspired me when it comes to clothing and style. So, this one right here, like, this is big. It can actually be worn for a jacket because I used to be like 330 pounds. Like, I was really overweight. But yeah, man, I made that right there. And then I used to, make my own shirts. I'd have paints, like glitter too. Like, seriously. Southside, 50 Cent, Statue of Liberty, Queens, all that. Like, I'd literally do this, guys. Like, what I would use gel pen and marker first, paint, then glitter paint as well, depending on what I want it to stand out. So, I do a lot of these things, or used to. Like I said, I stopped because of cost, basically. And like I said, these are one of my many talents because I like working with my hands when I can. I don't know, a lot of guys are going to be saying, well, what the fuck are you doing down here in Columbia still, man? Like, you're wasting your talents. Like, there's no options down here for that. There's nothing for us here anymore. I also made a pair of pants as well I'm going to show you guys. So, here's the pair of pants right there. It says Cheddar right there. Done this out of paints. There, the crotch areas in the Jamaican flag design. Right there. Done my little logo. Added some studs to it as well. So yeah, man, when I couldn't find anything that I'm looking for, something like the really heavy designs, I would just make them. Just like these airbrush shirts, I drew out the design. Once I drew out the design, I went to go see Gary, who used to do t-shirts in the mall, gave him the design. He would put them together as well. He even gave me some tips. So I would go over it with my own stuff, then give it to him to spray over it as well. So yeah, man, I really love doing these things, and I wish I can go back to doing more, but it's like cost, man, just cost. I love doing this. I do these. So yeah.